Actually the largest fine ever by the FTC at any given point in time. And candidly, it's 9% of their profit, or 9% of their top line, 25, 23% of the bottom line. Is it a ton relative to $55 billion in a year? No. Why do I think the market is not really responding right now? It's because the market doesn't like uncertainty. What we got today was certainty.
Yeah.
We know what it is. You wash your hands, and now we're moving on from it. And I do actually believe that some of the controls being put in place were things that made sense, like an independent director to sign off on the privacy controls, having certain other things put into place. So it protects the consumer. It allows Facebook to move on with their business. And I think that's a good thing. And as a holder of the stock, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. And Pete, what are you going to get all negative before the earnings come out later today?
Yeah.
And that's the big risk. Why would you want to do that?
And as both of them just mentioned, I mean, this is something that's very much, it's been somewhat of a known. We just didn't know the exact number, but now all of a sudden the exact number's in front of us.
Exactly.
And I don't think, and I don't know that it actually disturbs me at all. Obviously, they're coming after them. People would rather they had gone after a couple of the various upper end of folks up in the C-suite. But the reality is they've done what they've done. The FTC has put it out there, the $5 billion. This is a company with all these verticals that we talk about all the time for different areas of growth. And I think if they are producing the way I think right now, Scott, with Instagram and some of the other areas where they are monetizing them finally, this should be a very, very interesting and I think a very good quarter for Facebook. It's why I still own the stock.
The reality is a duopoly.
Right.
You get all this noise out of the way.
Is it a duopoly or is it?
Yeah, for the most part.
Or is it a really big...
Well, Facebook,
behemoth,
Google,
and yeah.
Hey, maybe Snap's coming into the picture there too, and taking some ad dollars, and that stock's running today too. And we'll get to that in a minute. But what do you think about Facebook here and now?
Well, listen, I think if Facebook had a different C-suite, I think the stock would be 20% higher than it is right now. And I think that's really when you narrow down what the headwinds are for Facebook looking forward. It's less about regulatory issues. I agree with Kourtney. You've got some finality now on the regulatory side. I think it's less about a regulatory headwind, and it's a C-suite. It's how they're operating.
Really? I mean, the stock's up 53% this year.
The stock has made a nice recovery.
Sandberg's still there. The executive team's still there.
Okay, the stock has made an excellent recovery this year. It is not back above the 2018 highs. And as I said,
8% below that.
Looking forward into the future, I still think when you're looking at Facebook from a fundamental capacity, you're still going to have a management concern if you're investing in it. Fundamentally, the stock is doing well.
Do people care? I don't think people care.
Not today. Not today.
84 cents of every dollar in advertising is received by Facebook.
Well, there you go. You'd have every reason if Zuckerberg was this gigantic overhang over this story that the stock wouldn't be where it is today.
Here's the thing you got to worry about, though. Yeah, they don't right now. In 2020, I think you may have to care. Here's why I say that, and let me be clear. I'm talking about 2020, all right? It's not just the U.S. The leading edge of anti-monopolistic and fines and taxes has been Europe, all right? It's been fines. It's been taxes, the digital tax that they're proposing, the GDPR regulation that affects all of these companies. That is a drumbeat that has, until today, not really been echoed here in the U.S., but now it's starting to be echoed. In 2020, as the election cycle picks up, you have to watch out for whether or not somebody like an Elizabeth Warren starts to get a lot of wind in her sails. Again, it's a 2020 issue, but that's what would worry me.